A terrifying call comes into 911. Then in a twist no one was expecting, the caller is the one thrown in jail.
So you just took it off of Google? Did you use any AI or anything for it?
Yeah.
What AI did you use? You used ChatGPT?
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Elizabeth Milner. Now, a lot of us might be guilty of using ChatGPT or AI every now and again, and that's totally fine, as long as you're not using the platform to fake a serious crime. It's October 7th, 2025. We're in St. Petersburg, Florida. Police officers with the St. Petersburg Police Department are dispatched to a local apartment complex after a woman reported she had been raped. They responded to the home of Brooke Scheinold. She told officers she was home alone caring for her baby when she got a knock on the front door. She said a strange man forced his way inside her home, even pushing her to the ground. According to the police report, Brooke reported that this man's name was Jake or James and that he knew her boyfriend. She initially reported that while still on the ground, she was able to take a photo on her phone of the suspect. Then he stood up, pulled her pants down to her ankles, and raped her. Brooke reported that the man raped her for about 10 minutes. She claimed she didn't scream because she didn't want to wake up her baby. She said after he was finished, he used her electric toothbrush and then left the apartment. Brooke reportedly told officers that she was experiencing vaginal pain. However, she refused to go to the hospital. Officers also noted that they didn't see any physical injuries on her. Her clothes weren't torn, nor were there any signs of struggle inside the apartment. But Brooke showed officers the photo of her alleged rapist. It was this man who appears in a dark-colored hoodie and pants, a long beard with a backpack next to him. But for those who are avid TikTok watchers, like myself, this guy seems very familiar because he was part of a viral trend on the app. Now, users would generate AI images of people who appear homeless inside their house to scare their friends or family. When officers learned of this viral trend, they noticed the same guy on TikTok was the supposed suspect. But again, he's not a real person. October 9th, 2025. 2 days after Brooke made the rape allegations. It's about 9:40 at night and officers are back at her home.
Hi. Would you mind coming outside and taking a... Thank you. Do you have slides or something? Just so you're not standing out here barefoot. Great. Can you do me a favor and put your hands on your back?
Okay. What?
Just
hold on.
We'll
explain it. We'll explain it all. We'll explain it all.
And I'll explain everything to you in a second.
If you could just go back for a second.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
We'll explain everything all. It's okay.
Alright, I'm not going to put them on tight.
Here, make sure you just keep them straight.
Thank you. I appreciate you being
It'll be
cooperative
okay.
with me, okay?
We'll
I'm going to
explain
put a one
everything.
finger length here. We'll be good to go, okay? Alright.
Not even Charlie 15. Did you here? Hold on. I'm gonna double lock them.
Okay. I'm going to explain everything to you. Nine for each other, maybe 15, I don't know here.
Alright, you can head down there.
Let's go downstairs. I'll come back up in a second and explain everything to you, okay?
I don't know.
We will.
It's alright, you're doing great, alright? Don't trip, okay?
Oh, here, I got a light for you. There you go.
Oh, I'm just dizzy.
It's alright. I got you, you're not gonna fall.
What is going on?
Once
We
you
will
get down the
explain everything.
stairs so you're not in a little trip situation, I'll explain it to you. Let me help you. Alright, we'll take a step over.
Just 1 second, alright?
Okay. I'll be back up and talk to you in a second, alright?
Just this way. Over there.
Do you have anything on you?
No,
Just the shirt?
I was just in bed.
Okay. go ahead and slide in there. Just watch your head, all right? Yep. And then if you could roll down the window.
Yeah.
All right, Brooke. So the reason that you're in handcuffs is going to be, well, let me read this to you first, and then we'll discuss. Okay? This is not an admission of guilt. Okay? This is just your rights that I'll be advising you of. Okay? Okay.
Now, Brooke might be confused on why officers were there, but making a false report is a crime. Not only did police respond to her home over allegations of sexual battery, they used resources to investigate. According to the police report, officers gathered touch DNA from her door handles, toothbrush in the bathroom, buckle swabs from Brooke and her boyfriend were taken, crime scene photos were taken, and they were even packaged to submit as evidence, all for it to be a hoax. When officers responded on October 7th, Brooke was reportedly adamant she had been sexually assaulted, but when she was in the back of the police car, the truth came out.
This is not an admission of guilt. Okay? This is just your rights that I'll be advising you of. Okay? Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now? Sorry, what? To that question, though, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Yes.
Okay. You gonna throw up? Oh no.
Take some deep breaths. All right. You'll be good. I'll get the AC going back here. If you need to throw up, actually, I'll open the door so you can throw up on the ground. Please do not throw up on the back seat of my Cruiser, okay? Huh? You're gonna throw up? Okay, don't throw up on the floor, okay? Just throw up on the outside. Alright, you good? Alright.
Okay. Alright. So, Brooke, the reason we were out here tonight is because you called the police the other day, right? Alleging that someone had broken into your apartment and everything, right? Would you like to be forthcoming with us about that? Okay. That means, would you like to tell us the truth? What's that? Well, I need to hear your side of the story, okay? So, what happened with all that? Because you alleged a sexual battery happened and that someone broke in and burglarized your apartment. You want to turn your out?
Yes, I lied about it.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Still feel depression.
You were dealing with depression and what? And you haven't been sleeping? So, when they talked to you, why didn't you tell them the truth then?
I was scared.
You were scared? What were you scared of?
It was all the officers. They swore it was like 6 years.
Right, because you said that a man came and raped you. That's a very serious crime you're alleging, right?
I'm sorry. I didn't get help. I get some counseling and I can call today.
Okay.
I'm
So what, the person that you said did it, how did you make that?
I just got a picture of it.
You got a picture off Google?
Can you see me to get the hair out of my... Oh, sorry.
There's that better. So you just took it off of Google? Did you use any like AI or anything for it?
Yeah.
What AI did you use?
Chat.
You used ChatGPT? What'd you type in to make it?
Both homeless.
You just put homeless man? Did you see, like, where did you come up with that? Was it a trend or something?
No, I don't even follow Trump. I don't know. I just
You just what?
want attention.
You just wanted attention? Okay. So after, why did you do it a second time though?
I didn't do this.
No, like, the originally reported the burglary, right? But then later on alleging the rape?
I don't know, officer. All I know is that man up there needs me to help with those 2 kids. He can't financially do it. I cannot go to jail, officer.
Okay.
I admit that I have problems, but I'm gonna get there.
Well, I just want you to understand how serious those things are.
And I promise I'm never gonna
Right?
do
We
it
had
again.
canine officers out. What if we found someone that looked like that and now we're getting out with them because you created an AI photo and now we're out with them and now we're interviewing someone that's made up, right?
Imagine if somebody got bit by the dog because they matched that description, right? Totally innocent person.
Right, okay. Well, I appreciate you being honest now. Okay? At least we took that, but unfortunately you are going to be taking the trip tonight, okay?
Yeah.
You can't file false police reports. Okay?
How long do you think I'm gonna be in, or he needs help?
I don't have an answer for you with that right now. We'll go talk to him and let him know what's going on, and then we'll get right back with you, okay?
Alright, I'm gonna reach in there and buckle you up, okay?
You want to just open the door?
Yeah.
Here. Alright. So I'm just gonna pull this and then... Pardon my reach. Alright. Okay, just give us 1 second.
Brooke was charged with 2 misdemeanors of making a false report of a crime. One pertained to the fake burglary she reported, the other for the rape hoax. Online records show on October 23rd, Brooke pleaded not guilty to her misdemeanor charges. However, she changed her tune on December 4th when she pleaded no contest. Trial attorney and federal litigator Alexis Rosenberg joins us now. And Alexis, this is an interesting case. I mean, we've seen pranks, we've seen hoaxes, but to call 911 saying someone assaulted you and even going as far to create a fake image, I mean, what's your reaction to this case?
Well, she called 911 twice. They went out, they investigated and decided there wasn't a crime. And then she called back again and stated that there was, I believe, a sexual assault or battery that was made on her. And they went back out to reinvestigate. But this is really taking I believe it was a TikTok or Instagram, trend that's going on a little too far.
Yes, absolutely. And it was a part of a TikTok trend. But talk to me a little bit about how some trends really do have legal consequences. Like, I feel like in this case, it would be different if she would have sent this so-called prank photo to maybe some friends, some family. But there were 911 calls made. Police resources were used. Talk to me a little bit about the consequences to that.
So you bring up a very good point. I mean, there are trends that we have heard about that actually people have died from doing those TikTok trends. So, and just because you're doing a trend, it does not exempt you from the law. You are still required to follow the law. And she definitely took this too far. She is wasting very valuable resources. They could have been at her house, especially with her complaining about being sexually assaulted, instead of helping someone else and thereby endangering other people in the public.
And do you think in a situation like this, say because she was facing misdemeanor charges and because we do know that she had pleaded guilty, do you think a situation like restitution is in order because she did waste those police resources?
So the prosecutor could have asked for restitution. The problem with restitution in this particular case is how do you put a dollar amount on it? Now, they could have, of course, put, came up with some sort of formula and come up with an amount. I don't believe the prosecution did ask for restitution. And I think just simply letting her plea to a simple misdemeanor, but that's all she was charged with. I don't know if that's necessarily going to stop somebody. I think hitting her with some sort of restitution and making her pay back for some of that waste of resources probably would have been very good to teach her a lesson, because it just seems so obvious that you don't, fake a photo and then call the police twice and have them come out.
Right. And these were really serious accusations that were being reported. And I'm sure officers likely thought initially it was a credible accusation. But in your opinion, how can officers navigate a situation where they're dealing with a really sensitive topic, but then they don't see the person who's making that report as being credible, like in this case, because that person didn't even exist, that she was alleging sexually battered her?
You bring up a very good point, because let's just say that she had put somebody that was in there and that person ended up getting arrested. Now, in this particular case, apparently the picture that she had, it was pretty obvious that it was AI generated. Thankfully, she was not extra talented at using AI. And right away, I believe one of the sergeants or somebody at the police department realized that it was AI generated. They ultimately did get her computer and see that she had downloaded and done this, I believe, about a week before. So we do have, that premeditation. This seems to be planned. But it is a very dangerous thing that you could have somebody that is using a picture and blaming someone else for something, something similar.
And as we see the rise of people using ChatGPT and AI and things of that sort, what challenges do courts really have to face when viral social media trends kind of intersect with real criminal investigations?
So the police did a really good job in this instance, because they confiscated her computer, and that way they were able to actually see that data in those files. So I think that it's going to get much more technical if it went as far as you're suggesting, that we maybe this slippery slope of sorts of people blaming people and creating false evidence, that we'll have to bring in those forensic experts to be able to look at what's on their computers, what they have downloaded, but also to be able to track that this was something that was created opposed to an original photo.
And it's interesting, too, that Brooke Chenault's excuse for allegedly creating this image was, at first, obviously, she didn't want to admit that it was AI generated. But she also said that she was really attacked, then admitted that she lied and she just was going through depression. She wanted attention. I mean, what's your reaction to a defendant just kind of spilling the beans right then and there?
So it's not an excuse or a defense to a crime. The judge may look at that at sentencing, and that may be one of the reasons that they agreed to accept the plea that was offered to her in this case, that they were taking that into consideration. But that's not a defense. The fact that you're depressed or having a hard time, like you had said, she could have accidentally or intentionally implicated somebody, and she was saying that she was sexually assaulted. So this is very serious. This could create a lot of issues and problems, even if the person was ultimately not found to have done that. Publicly, once that's out there, Pandora's box is open. That could seriously damage somebody's reputation, even if they are found to be innocent of those accusations.
Now we're learning that she did end up pleading guilty to those misdemeanors. Does that come as a surprise to you?
No, this is a pretty clear-cut case. With this type of situation, it's really whether you intended to do it or whether it was a mistake, because you could have a situation where somebody may identify someone as, committing a crime, and they may seriously believe that that person did that crime, and they're not trying to intentionally mislead. But here it was pretty clear with the evidence that the police obtained that this was intentional.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of lessons that need to be learned for situations like this, what type of lessons do you think people should be wary of when they want to participate in a TikTok trend or do something like this, especially as AI software really is so easy to use?
Well, one, don't put yourself in harm's way, and two, don't commit crimes in order to follow that trend.
Yeah. That very wise words. I mean, it's simple, but still, it feels like it has to be reiterated sometimes, especially in cases like this. Alexis Rosenberg, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me, as always.
Again, I do want to clarify that Brooke Scheinel pleaded no contest to her charges. She was sentenced to probation, and part of her conditions was not to be on TikTok. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Inside the Crime. I'm Elizabeth Milner.